Thanks for joining today. I'll show you how our LynxPOS point of sale system helps restaurants move faster during peak hours, reduce order mistakes, and keep kitchen and front of house perfectly in sync. We'll walk through a dining order, send it to the kitchen, take a payment, and then look at some reporting. When staff come in, they can clock in with the time clock in the upper right corner. They can enter their code provided, and if they have multiple job codes, they can select which job that they are going to be working that day. Now that they are clocked in, they can now log into the system. Before you can start taking any type of cash payments, you got to make sure that the till is open. And then to do that, you go to the control panel, go to Till and Bank Manager, open the till. We could use the default amount, which we can change this amount. We can do the standard amount of 300. The manager or the person with permission can open this till. Once you're done with that, you can hit done. Now to take an order, dining table, you can see that they have different rooms available for curbside or patio, banquet, dining. You can also have a bar section. To place an order, you don't click on an open table, enter in the guest amount. Now you can see that the menu is loaded. You have multiple drinks. You could use pictures, you could use words, you could use pictures that are already programmed inside the POS. Same thing for the liquor and the beer. So we'll go ahead and we'll place a quick order. Click a couple beverages, go to the bar. The software also does subcategories. So if you click on a whiskey, this now page 1, 2, or 3 you can make will have the subcategories of the different types of whiskeys you can have. Order an appetizer, we'll go ahead and order an appetizer, and we'll go ahead and we'll send this to the kitchen. Now this table has changed color, showing that it is occupied. This helps avoid missed tables and keep service flowing. We go ahead and place another order. We'll do a couple more drinks. Do some appetizers. We'll go ahead and send this in. We'll go back to this order. We can go ahead and we'll place their food. So if you go to the turf, click on a steak, pick your meat temp, then your choice of 2 sides. We'll do a baked potato and broccoli. Go to the surf. Same thing with the sides. We'll do a couple sides. And to send this to the kitchen, we go ahead and hit send. Go back to this table and I will also show you the difference between the speed mods and the standard mods. And these down here are called modifier mods, which you can use to say no to any type of modifier, substitute it. You can put it on the side. The right hand and left hand is convenient for the pizza ordering. And the double is for double that amount or extra. So to build your own burger with speed mods, we can do a ground sirloin burger, and these are your speed mod options. So you can pick your bun. You can pick what type of cheese you'd like. Do some American cheese. We can pick a sauce. If you want to add some basic toppings, you could. And if you want to add toppings that would cost something, you can add it here. When you're done modifying your order, go ahead and click done. And there's your burger that is built. If you want to build a burger using standard mods, you can see now here, since it's not a speed mod, you can still pick your bun, you can still pick your cheese, your sauce if you want to add a sauce, and your basic toppings. These are the free or included toppings. And if you want to add a super toppings, if you do not, you can just go ahead and click done, and your burger is now built. Go ahead and send that to the kitchen. Just go ahead and hit send. As you can see that the modifiers were built in the menu, so servers do not have to type notes to the kitchen, which dramatically reduces any mistakes. However, if they do have to modify something that isn't on the menu, you go ahead and you can go into the order, you can click on that item, go to order functions, click on custom modifier. If you click on the box, you can now type a note to the kitchen. And if it's an extra topping or something like that, they also have the ability to add a price, but this is just a note to it. So you hit submit. This will now send to the kitchen like that. Hit finish and close, and you can send it to the kitchen, and it will resend that to the kitchen. As soon as the orders are sent, it sends to the kitchens or your displays in the different sections. If you have multiple printers, you can go to the grill printer, the fryer, the bar. So that team only sees what needs to be completed. If the guest adds an item later, we go back in here, we can add another item. You can see that this item is now white, which means it has not sent to the kitchen. The blue ones means that they had already sent. So now if we send this order, it'll have this table 5 with the 2 guests. It'll add a fettuccine alfredo to that order. You can keep these open as long as needed. If you want to go to your existing bar tabs, if you go to pending, bar tab, you can see your 2 bar tabs that you have created. Need to add anything, go ahead and click edit with it highlighted, and you can add anything that you need to this. And add another entree, add a pizza. So you notice when I pick the pizza, it has uh, modifiers that are already highlighted. So that means that that's what comes on the pizza. But let's say they don't want a couple of the items. If you just click on this twice, it'll say no onion. It'll say no mushroom. Or let's say they want extra olives, so it'll put the 2 olives and they'll now charge $1 for that said olives, extra olives. When you're all done modifying your pizza, go ahead and hit save. And that will now also send it to the kitchen since it's a food order. Splitting checks, you can do it by guest, you can do it by item. I can show you a few of those ways now. So on this order, you have a few orders. So if we go to manage, if you want to just split a couple of the items, you can just highlight this, click on the check, it'll move that over. Same thing with the beverage. And let's say he wants to buy the appetizer. Now you can print and pay each of these tabs right here at the bottom. So if you print it, it'll print him his check. And this one will print this check for the customer as well. To pay each of these out, we'll go ahead and hit pay. This is where you can hit cash if they're paying with cash, credit. They'll go ahead and bring up the credit card right now. So you can see here it's doing dual pricing. So you can see the credit price and the cash price. So let's say this gave you $60 in cash. So if you hit the 60 in cash, it will tell your change, your cash drawer open, and then we'll print your receipt. And now it shows this order is paid. Now we can pay this one out the same way. If they gave you exact amount in cash, you can see it's a $29.57. You go ahead and hit cash, and the change is 0, and you can put the cash in the drawer. And now that that order is now paid out, you can see the table turn back white, so it is available to be reseated. Now this table we can open up and pay this out. So let's say that they just want to split it in exactly half. So you can go ahead and hit pay, and you can just click the half button. Customer 1 can pay with cash or credit card. So let's say that he gave you a 50, and it shows the balance still due is 37.47. So you can hit exact, and the second guest can pay the balance. Now your table is paid. can go ahead and open up another bar tab. I'm going to create a custom item. Let's say there's not an item that's on the menu that you need to quickly add. You could do it right here. You can enter in your price, and then whether it's going to be inclusive tax, sales tax, or tax exempt. We can go ahead and pay this out. I'll pay with this one with a credit card. So if you just click on the credit, you can insert, tap, or swipe your card. This station is set up with a rear display. When they are set up with a rear display, the customer can now sign with their finger. They can enter in their tip, whatever they want to add for tip. I'll go ahead and hit no tip for this purpose. They can click done signing, and then if they don't want a receipt, they just click no receipt, or if they want a receipt, they hit print receipt, and it will now print your receipt. And it also gives you your change. So that credit card had just been processed. Now that we have a credit card order in here, if you go to the control panel, if you go to your credit card trans, you can see where you can add your tips. So this is also separates it out to which server is running these. You can see the employee is a LynxPOS support, and the tips are also tracked that same way. So if you have to add a tip to this transaction, you can just highlight it, click the add tip button on the lower right-hand corner, and you can see the base amount was 2 cents. So you can go ahead and add your tip amount and hit submit, and you'll see it adjust the transaction. The tip has been added to this transaction, and here you can also see that the tip has been added. We can also go to a pending bar order. If we edit this, if we try to remove any of these items, which you can, as long as the manager is doing it, but everything is logged so you know which server and what reason they are removing any of these type of items. So that helps prevent theft. But it did remove that item now, and everything is logged so owners know why and when any adjustments were made. If you were to run out of an item, you can quickly even do that in the front of house. If you go up to the control panel, go to menu manage, go to menu items, go to the turf or the surf. Let's say they ran out of the fried catfish. If you click on that, you can quickly go in here and just mark it unavailable. And now you don't have to worry about them trying to sell this for the rest of the night. And this will go to all the stations at the same time. So let's say if we try to sell this, it won't even let you sell this. And any type of menu changes that you make like that go across all terminals immediately. You don't have to resync them or anything like that. To explain the control panel a little bit, the no sale would just open up the cash drawer as long as that employee has the privilege to do so. Issuing a refund is right here, so this is very seamless as well. So let's say you got to issue a refund for any reason. You just go ahead and type in your dollar amount. And then if it's a cash or credit card, if it's a credit card, you'd have to have the card number. If it's cash, you could just cash. If it was sales tax, you can put this in now. Go ahead and press the refund, and then you can process a refund of $5, hit continue. And this employee already has permission to do that, so that's why I did not prompt. And it printed a receipt. If you go to your view transactions, you can see the list of transactions that were made for the day. So even if you have to void out any type of transaction, this is also tracked, as well as you can see your refund there. So if you have to void out any type of transaction, you just highlight it, hit view. Now your void button shows up. Are you sure you want to void this transaction? Yes. You'd have to select a reason. And now it just voided out that transaction. Let's say you did that by mistake, you can also re-ring that order. Yes, you can re-ring the order and you can have it be on the same table. The ticket has now been placed on table one. If you go back to table one, now you can see that table one is now open with this order in there. And you can repay that out if you need to. Gotta add another drink. So this is the payout screen, so you can even manual enter your cards, your checkout functions. You can add a promo. So if you have any type of a discount that you want to add, you can add that now. And you'd have to have a manager override for that as well. Again, to pay this out in cash, we can either do the key in amount. So the person gave you $40. Show your change and the cash drawer will open. To do an order showing you this modifier mods in the bottom. Let's see. Let's say you want an Italian sub. You can also see the modifiers show up that automatically come on this sandwich. But let's say they did not want something or they wanted a side of avocado. So you can hit SD and click on avocado, and then now it'll add a side of avocado to this order. Let's just say they wanted hit no first, and cilantro lime dressing. Let's just say they didn't want that on their sub. These come in handy so you don't have to have multiple pages of extra items, no items, substitute items, side items. A lot of servers like this feature down here, so you don't have to type in things either. Once you're done placing this order, you can just go ahead and hit send, and now the order has been sent to the kitchen. Go ahead and we'll close this order out quickly again. Let me add it. Say the customer gave you 20, you can go ahead and hit your 20, hit cash, and it will close out this order. Your punch adjustments is here too in the front of house if you ever have to adjust any type of employee time punches. Your credit trans is where you'd add or enter your tips. Your batch settle, you can transfer tables on this screen. At the end of the night, once you put all your tips in, you close your till, you can run your end of day, and it will also batch out your credit cards. Your menu manage, this is where you can change any type of menus or add a menu category. So if you have to add a menu category, it's very easy to do. You just click on an open box. You can name it whatever you got to name it. You can add images. You can pick your color, whatever color you want to have it. You can pick your font and hit save. If you go to menu items, if you go to that test category, you can click on any type of open box and you could also add any type of other menu item. You can enter in your price right here. And your sales tax, whatever type of sales tax you want to do, whatever printer you want it to be sent to. You can have multiple printers, you can have multiple KDSs, which makes it pretty streamlined and easy to add an item even on the fly, as well as your font. You can make these buttons larger. You can put them in alphabetical order. You can add many items at the same time. Your modifier sets, these are your modifier groups. Example, your meat temps. You can put your different meat temps in there. You can put sauces in here. If you have to add any type of sauce or remove any type of sauce or change the name on a sauce, you could do it here. Or if you want to start adding a price for any of these items. So let's say this item is 50 cents. for the sauce, but if they want double of it, it's $1. So now they were to sell this sauce, you hit save selected. If you're to sell this sauce, now if they get extra, it's $1. Or if they just get it added to their item, it'll be a 50-cent charge. Your modifier mods, you can also change the wording of the modifier mods that showed up on the bottom of the order screen, and you can add more of them if needed. Your multi-item edit speed editor. This is nice if you have to add an additional printer to anything. So you can select everything, or you can select certain categories. Like if you add a dessert printer, you can check all these, and you can also select which printer that you want to add for this set item. This also applies to any type of time set, which is happy hour, anything like that, or your price level adjustments, which is also for happy hours or certain tier pricing. That comes in real convenient, so you don't have to go through each item. This is also convenient for any type of menu price changes, so you can adjust the menu prices by the percent or the value. You could do the whole menu, you can do certain categories, you can do just your bar or just your sodas. Then this is where you could add a modifier set to an item. So if you added a modifier set and you wanted to add a modifier set to the Reuben sub for the sauce, you can now add that by doing that. Most of the menu, like I said in the beginning, is completed if the menu is provided with the order of the LynxPOS. Your customer database helps track your customers, your orders, and loyalty points if you choose to run loyalty points. Gift cards, you could check a balance on a gift card. You can see the history on a gift card if you choose to have gift cards along with the LynxPOS. Your table layout, this is where you can, if the employee has access, you can edit or move around your tables if needed. That pretty much sums up. You can reprint the last receipt. You can do a quick today's report. You can also go to data mining and you can see till and bank report sales reports, and it will link you right to the back office. Inside the back office, we can pull that up now. You can see here that it's logged in. You can see the gross sales. You can see your comps, so you can see if they removed anything. You can see your adjusted gross. You can see your table orders. You can see the sales order by method. You can see the comps. You can see if promotions were used. You can see who's removing items. Category sales, if this was set up prior. A lot of the restaurants will set up categories, liquor, food, desserts, and this will break it down into which items are selling. Employees, if you go to the employees, this is where you can add or edit any type of employee. You can see the whole list of employees. You can change privileges, you can change jobs in here. Your menu, you can also do menu edits and changes in the back office, similar to the control panel. Your price levels, your time sets, that's for a certain type of time level pricing or happy hour pricing. You could do that in here as well. Your data mining gets into your sales reports. You could save my reports. These can also, they're very detailed reports if you refresh the report. These can also be emailed to you daily, nightly, monthly, weekly, but it will show everything that is being done with all the sales. The end of day has not been run. It currently has an open till right now. That's why it's showing a lot of zeros. You go to employee reports, you can see employee performance reports, punch reports, payroll reports, claim tip report, credit tips report. You can see the employee hour report, so you can see which employee is performing during certain hours of the day. Your inventory report, you can also see which items are selling and a cost if you use the cost in this setup. Customer reports, the same thing, that you can see which customers are purchasing and selling. Your till and bank reports, you can check all your closed tills, your active tills, your closed banks. So if you run your active till, it's going to show the one that is open right now. You can also email this. And then your settings, there's obviously a lot of settings that you can change on this software. You set up your printers back here, your order tab printers, your tills. You can change any rules of the tills. That's basically where you can switch it from group till or strict till. Strict till means that if an employee does not have access to the cash drawer, it will not open for them. Most restaurants that we deal with use the group till, but strict till, if you change this to strict till, only the employee that opened the till would have access to the cash drawer. And that's a full restaurant workflow from taking orders, sending them to the kitchen, closing checks, tracking performance. And thank you for your time.